guys, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I did a first impressions playdate using the Anastasia Subculture palette. Very controversial palette on the internet right now. If you want to see how I created this look using this lovely palette and want to know my thoughts on it and see how it behaves, then just keep watching. Today I'm doing a first impressions playdate video with the new Anastasia Subculture palette. My best friend Mackenzie, you know of her by now I'm sure, she's here, and she bought this palette when it first released. I was planning on waiting until it released in stores, and she was kind enough to let me film with this before she even played with it. It's literally still in the bubble wrap. Isn't she the best ever? Before we get started, I just wanted to say that I have seen all the bad reviews. There is so much like drama on this palette about there being crazy fallout and people hitting pan on the first try. And I just want to say that with the other Anastasia palettes or any other soft shadow, even like the Juvia's Place shadows are the same way. They have a lot of kick up and fallout. That's just how they are. And yes, if you dig your brush in hard enough, it's going to fly everywhere. Mackenzie and I literally did that with some of my other palettes just to see which shadows did it. It's not abnormal. Even the Modern Renaissance does the same thing. So I don't know why this is news now. I've seen the bad reviews and I am skeptical on those bad reviews. Everyone is claiming that it blends so terribly. Not everyone. There's a few people that doesn't seem to be any different. So I'm gonna see for myself how it is and we'll go from there. I think these colors are beautiful. I think they're very different. It's nice to see more of a cool tone palette with these colors. As much as I love warm tones, it's just a nice change of pace. And there's still warm tones in here. Like there's the Roxy shade, the yellow shades, there's this gold shade, the brown shade. You can still do very normal, neutral looks with this. So I guess we should probably swatch these and see how terrible they are, right? They feel really soft because they're soft shadows. Oh wow, look, they're so good. There's nothing crazy about them at all. What a shocker. Like nothing like this. I don't understand. I can go on and on about me being mad about all these bad reviews. And it's not even that I love everything, it's just there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, now I'm gonna do these two shimmer shades. Oh, those feel really cool. Okay, yeah, Electric feels different than Adorn. Yeah, Electric is more like a pressed pigment than Adorn. So keep that in mind if you get this palette. You probably would want to use your finger to apply Electric. Ignore my swatchy hand. Yeah, those are pretty. So just with finger swatches, I have no issues with these shadows so far. I think they behave just like every other Anastasia shadow. But like these playdate videos, I'm just gonna create some kind of look on the spot. No idea what I'm gonna do yet. And we're gonna see how they blend on my eyes, see if they're actually that terrible or if everyone is just trying to make something out of nothing. I'm going to dip into Dawn first with my R37 just as my transition shade. And yes, there is kick up in the palette with my brush dipping in, and that's normal with soft shadows. There's nothing, that's nothing new. And so far this transition shade is blending out nice. No skips or inconsistencies. And as always, my eyes are primed and set already. With my M441, I'm going to dip into Edge, this really nice yellow butter shade. I'm just going to swish that in my crease too. I don't know why I say swish, that doesn't mean anything. I'm just blending that into my crease, same as the transition shade.
No, you're swishing it.
I'm swishing it.
Doing a dab, you're doing a swish.
Yeah. So far that's blending normal. And it's not even that I would pretend to like this if it was doing bad. It's just genuinely doing normal. It's not anything outstanding. It's what I expected from an Anastasia palette. People just live to be negative and skeptical over everything. It's just makeup. With my M513, I'm going to dip into New Wave. I'm going to do the same thing, just hugging it a little bit lower in the crease. This is such a pretty mac and cheese color. I love it. And again, everything is blending nice and smooth. With my Wet n Wild crease brush, I'm going to dip into Roxy. And I'm just going to start kind of smudging that in the inner portion of the crease. Taking that M513, I'm just going to do another blend with no additional product. With my E17, I'm going to take Destiny, and I'm going to start packing that on the outer portion of the lid. And I'm kind of just pouncing it around because it's so pigmented. I mean, as you can see, there's not fallout on my face. If you have an excessive amount on your brush and you try to sweep it around, I'm sure you're going to get fallout on your face. But if you use the shadows the right way, they're going to be fine. And I'm just lightly smudging that into the crease as I have less product on the brush. With my MB18, I'm going to take Untamed. And I'm just going to start smudging that on the outer half of the lower lash line. Taking my M506, I'm going to dip into Axis. And I'm just going to kind of place that on the very outer corner of the eye, just to kind of start to blend that Destiny shade with that Untamed shade. Now that that's placed, I'm going to take my E17 again with a very tiny amount of Destiny and just start to blend those shades together. I'm going to do a quick blend with that very first brush, the R37, just to keep everything smooth. With my E18, I'm going to take a little bit of Rowdy, and I'm going to smudge that on the inner part of the eye and connect it with that Untamed shade. With my Wet n Wild large eyeshadow brush, I'm going to dip into All Star, and I'm just going to pack that on the blank part of the eyelid. I'm going to try not to really put it on top of the other colors too much. I just want to place it, and I'll blend them in a second. Taking that E17 that I used for Destiny, I'm just going to kind of smudge those two shades together. Taking that R37 again just to do a final blend in the crease. And now with my E36, I'm going to dip into Electric. I know earlier I said you probably want to use this with your finger, but I just want to see how it works with a brush. Okay, it's actually fine with a brush. Only because I think I'm going to be sad if I don't use it. I'm going to use that same brush and dip a little bit into Cube and just pop that on the very, very, very inner part just to see if it makes a difference. Yeah, it's cute. It just adds a little pinkiness. I'm going to put on mascara and lashes, and then I will be back to give my final thoughts on the palette. So this is the full look using this wonderful palette. I have nothing bad to say about this. It behaved exactly like the Modern Renaissance. Any kick up that the shadows had was normal. There wasn't fallout on my face because I know how to use soft shadows. You just tap off the excess. Don't dig your brush in a million times because you don't need to. They're so highly pigmented. I love the look I came up with for this. I'm hoping that maybe all of the hate on the internet was just there was a bad batch that was sent out. I don't know. Maybe it's people just being negative for no reason, which is very possible. If you like this look and you like these kinds of videos, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see next and what your thoughts are on this palette if you've tried it or if you plan to get it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye. All right, so today we are testing. No, that's not what I'm gonna say. No, that's not a good angle. Hey Felix, what's up? Are you focused or on my glasses on? Can't talk.